Support for streamers off stream is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. And because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor.
It's true, you can. I used to have a problem with my hair going everywhere. It used to be on the floor, it used to be in the sink, it used to just go everywhere. And my wife hated it. But now I can shave in the shower. And the hair just goes down the drain. And my wife loves me. Happy days.
Well, if that sounds good to you, you can go to manscaped.com and use code SOS for 20% off and free shipping. There we go. I almost pressed to go live, to start streaming. You know how difficult that is to like just catch yourself last second whenever you record in OBS.
Yes. I once you can do the test streaming on OBS.
Yeah.
So I was test streaming once, and little did I know I was streaming. So it's just me, my mug, streaming to someone, and on my Discord, someone goes, "Thank you for the private show."
That's.
I was really confused. It's like, what do you mean the private show? I was
like
so
cameras
confused.
in your house.
And I was like, what you want about? Like, I was like, yeah, no, I just saw you're talking away to yourself. You weren't looking at chat. You're just like, I don't know what you were doing. And I was like, oh my god, my test stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, OBS comes with its perks where it should really have something like a are you ready to go live, like Streamlabs does.
Are you sure kind of thing.
Yeah. Not just
they had an update
go live,
and it made all of my overlays go away because all my overlays go with stream elements, and along with that I changed my name on Twitch, so I had everything go away. None of my bots worked for the whole stream, and I only had my intermission and my live scene. Everything else broken.
Man, that OBS what was it, update 28 was absolute pain. It was painful. Like, don't get me wrong, I like what they did. It's a great idea. It's good that they are updating it, being an open source program and stuff. So I mean, I'm happy they did it. It looks really good now. I mean, you can change the theme and stuff, which you could do before, but it's a really nice theme. But I mean, I've Stream Deck, Stream FX, and a sound mixer. Now, I updated my OBS, which I've done many times before. I've updated it before, going live, because it's just something usually small. I didn't know it's going to be a big update, and boy, was I sweating before my stream.
Same.
Stream Deck, nah. Camera effects, nah. Sound quality, nah.
Yeah, it's something. A nice voice break right there. But yeah, it was just chaos. It was fucking. I know you're a chaos streamer, but holy shit, it was a step above.
There's chaos streaming, and then there's just nightmare,
Yeah, nightmares. Yeah, that's the best way to call it. But we got there in the end, and we did a bit of streaming.
Yeah, I mean, they have fixed it. I think
you had to quit stream one of the days, didn't you? You were a bit sick.
Yes, Wednesday I had to. I'm getting there. You probably can hear it. I'm a bit my voice is all right. But yeah, no, Wednesday midstream, I was just there doing my thing. Chat were talking to me. I was talking to them. And then out of nowhere I just lost focus, and I don't know. I was just hit by a train or a bus, whichever weighs more. I feel like the heavy one hit me. And yeah. First time ever I ended the stream abruptly.
Yeah, I was watching in the background, and suddenly it was like, lads, I gotta go.
I've never done it before. It felt so weird, like I have a timetable. I'm very strict with my streaming. I have my schedules and I stick to them. I post every time. I try and keep everything the same so everybody knows what's going on. And I was only about an hour into the stream, so usually what happens with my streams, after an hour, the numbers start picking up because, people are home from work and all this kind of jazz. So, in my Discord, people are like, where's Cal? It's like, it's Spoopy Wednesday. It's scary because Cal's not there. So, yeah, it wasn't fun. But there's a bug going around. I believe you caught something as well, right?
I think you got me infected. Streamer fever is what I'm calling it. I swear to God, man. And I've been trying to spread it to other people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's everyone. I feel you as competition. You're going down. You're going
That's it.
down. No, there's no
Streamer
competition.
fever. I
But
don't know, man. It sounds like a good idea. It's trying
there
to
you
good
go.
a tactic there, you
You know,
know?
someone's doing the same game as you, they're doing better. You see two or three of your guys are in there. You fucking come in, you start coughing, you start typing in their chat like, "Hey man, cough, cough." You know, typing in the word cough, and then they end the stream abruptly.
Yeah, it just ends,
Yeah,
gone. Like
yeah.
flooded with messages. Are you okay? What happened?
They start coughing, fucking turning grey in the face, like, "Oh guys, I gotta go." But yeah, I had a
That's-
similar case as you. Yesterday, I felt like shit. Um, I kind of I didn't really plan to stream as well, so I felt really on the spot, and then which I normally always plan. It just don't know what happened. I thought a game would be way longer than it was. It was advertised as
Mm,
2 hours. I did it in 20 minutes.
Speedrunner, huh?
Yeah, seriously, and
Guinness World
I was
Record.
amazed, and yeah, I just said, all right, good luck, lads. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do anything entertaining tonight. It's better I come back tomorrow and be groovy.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, be
people said about you
100%.
as well. Like it's better you're back to normal another day than stream sick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially like some streamers probably get away with it because some streamers do playthroughs and they're known for just playing games. A bit of idle chat. Whereas I suppose with me anyway, I pride myself in just chatting. I'm probably 80%, 90% gay chatting, 10% gaming. Um. So yeah, I mean, it was very strange not talking to my chat and just kind of it just felt wrong. I felt like I was cheating or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just felt wrong. And then yeah, I just got the shivers and I was like, nah, just end it there. But yeah, people were saying I was turning grey and I was just sweating and
you you
yeah.
you looked really sweaty and you were grey. I'll be honest.
I was
Not
fine,
to dwell on
literally
this,
before.
but you did look like it looked like someone like poured
Yeah.
water over your head and put the cap on it.
Oh man, I don't know. Like I was fine literally before my stream and then I quick pressed go live. Didn't give me any, prompts. Are you sure? But yeah, I pressed go live. Everything was grand, and then I started getting this little nicking on my head, and then yeah, just went escalated. So yeah,
That's how it goes. I'm not
that's how it
jealous.
goes. It's how the cookie crumbles,
There you go.
and the stream. It's how the stream ends.
Yeah.
You know.
It's either
So
tech difficulties or the streamer dies on camera. That's how it goes. Actually, speaking of just weird streams, you heard about that girl, didn't you? Everyone heard about that girl.
the girl.
The girl who got banned for 7 days for
7 days.
doing
The
the
7 day
dirty
girl.
on stream.
Could you imagine that? Like 7 days. I'm sorry. I feel like
People got their channels taken down for having like names that had like sex references or like
yeah.
there's one guy and his name was like I don't know how you spelled it, but there's anus in his name, but it was his actual name, and anus was in there, and they banned his whole fucking channel. But this girl gets on, does the dirty on stream while talking to chat. It was
I
and
cannot believe
seven
it.
days.
Like
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
7 days. I no, I couldn't believe it because yeah, as you said, you can see people like getting banned or timed out from Twitch for much serious, well, not for less serious things. Um, I don't know. I can't believe that. Like guys can't even show like take off their t-shirts or anything, which is fine. It's understandable. You're not allowed to show skin. But isn't there a thing in Twitch where you're not allowed to show like you can wear your trousers, but if there's any you know crotch thingy there,
Like if there's a bulge.
bulge,
Yeah.
yeah, you get banned.
I've
You
never
know,
looked into like their nudity rules because I've no
yeah,
intention. Um,
but it's okay to do the dirt.
yeah.
7 days. I mean, 7 days. You get one good day out of it. How bad?
There you go.
um, but it wasn't even a big streamer. Am I right?
She would be now. She'd be fucking huge now.
Right now, I either it was a mistake or an incredibly smart move.
Twitch controversy is one of the best things that could happen to you. Remember that
Mm.
girl who got cheated out of a PC by that company because she was too small?
Wait, what?
There was a company that made PCs and they did giveaways and like the content creators and stuff, but she was too small and they openly said, "No, she's too small." on the stream, and they gave it to someone else. Now she posted, her community gets behind it, Twitter gets behind it. She was fucking huge. The day after, she averaged 40. A couple like the week of it, she was in the 80s, hundreds, and before that, she would
Right.
have been like, you know, I don't actually don't know, maybe 7, 10, something like that. She was a small streamer. They obviously were
Yeah.
making fun of her for not having enough people, but now she's like probably a partner, probably can get a new PC. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something bad and everyone start to say, "Oh, that
Ooh.
Jared's sound." I'm gonna
Ooh.
challenge Jacksepticeye's like grandmother to a fight.
A 1v1, is it?
1v1 me.
A 1v1.
Yeah,
Now for the people
Granny
watching and
Septiceye.
listening. Granny Septiceye, let's go. Yeah, no. Our Joe over here loves a 1v1, so if anyone out there is looking for, some sort of a duel, Joe's
Bring it
your
on.
man.
Bring it on. I've
Bring it
only
on.
done one 1v1 in my life. It was in VR in Pavlov, and I won. I had never done it before, and I started challenging people. Then someone came in my chat and was like, "1v1 me, Pavlov."
So let it be known. All right, from here on out, people, if you want to have a 1v1, George, you're a man. All right, throw it in the comments. Let us know.
Do
Do you
not
want to
hype me
fight,
up.
George?
Do not hype me up, man. I will fucking crumble.
Yeah,
uh,
he's the man. He's the man. He's got this.
I doubt it. There's something beautiful about 1v1s though. You know, it's a bit of a look. There's a lot of skill, but you know, you kind of like it's like a duel back in the day. Rather than taking those weird flintlock pistols, marching 20 paces, turning around and shooting a guy in the face, you know, you hop online, you pick a game,
Yeah,
and you try to kill each other. Doesn't even matter the game. You can do it in any game. You could 1v1 in Minecraft.
you can.
Yeah,
You know what game would be great to do it in? Chivalry. Is it Chivalry?
I've never
I
heard
think
of
it's
Chivalry.
Chivalry. It's like a medieval game,
Mm.
and it's yeah, you're some sort of soldier. You got a sword, you got a shield, and yeah, you can 1v1 people in it. No,
That
I
is
think
hot.
I think that would be something right down your alley.
There's a VR game that's called Blade and Sorcery, and it's a bit like that. There's swords, there's shield, there's magic, there's axes, there's all kinds of weapons, and huge modding community. Add loads. I feel like if you could, I know there's no multiplayer because we tried before. If there was a multiplayer and you could challenge someone to a 1v1 like fencing, that
Oof,
would be hot. That would be hot as
that'd
fuck. I would love that.
be, that would be pretty cool.
1v1 me long swords only. Like,
Art, the archer turns into a fencer.
yeah.
Yeah, oof. Now there's a story there's a fable right there.
Actually, it is
Huh?
the best VR archery experience I've done. I've done a couple because there's VR archery training stuff you can do. Like
Right.
work on your accuracy, work on like speed shooting and shit like that. There's genuine shit out there made for archers, but yeah, it's just a
That's
game and
fun.
it had some really accurate shit. Like a lot of
It's
games will
not.
do the arrow goes in a straight line like a bullet, or it goes
Hmm.
out and then it dips. In reality, when an arrow comes out, let me grab a pencil to show you. When an arrow comes out of a bow, it doesn't go straight. It goes up because the fletches kick it up, like the feathers in the back, kicks it
Hmm.
up, and then it curves. It's not like a bullet.
Straight.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Wii Sports
Lie.
was lying to me?
Yep. I didn't want to be that guy, but I'm that guy.
That, that's horrible.
Mm.
That's crushed me. You
I
know,
I wish I could have saved you.
man. But there we go, though. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
That's really interesting. 'Cause
dude.
yeah,
I know you've done some VR streams, but VR is like coming a long way. It's fucking hot right now. I'm loving it.
yeah, they're putting a lot more into VR. So I'm
There's
really
a
looking forward to seeing kind of stuff that's coming up.
there's a VR streamer called Fillion. You ever hear Fillion?
Fillion, no.
They stream everything in VR. And like a VTuber who is always VR, chronically in VR, and
Right.
they're really funny. They're brilliant. But
Okay.
that's their whole stick.
I
VR.
need to give. I need to give them a watch.
Yeah,
Fillion.
Fillion.
Ooh.
Not spelled how you think, but it is something cool.
PH. Filion?
F
Oh,
FIL. There's a PH again.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's really weird.
I couldn't imagine doing VR constantly. Like the streams I've done with VR, I'd take a break every 30 minutes or so. I know maybe it's because I'm old, maybe it's because I wear glasses, but yeah, I can't do. I have to take 30 minutes, then break, and then go again. Man, I just get sick, like But it is VR is incredible. I love it. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, it just takes a lot out of you. I feel.
Yeah, it depends how much you've used it. Because I've been using it for 3 years, and during COVID, I was spending hours in it.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
so
I only
yeah,
got mine
come on.
recently.
Yeah, that's fair. I did my stream with I did 3.5 hours in VR. Didn't take the headset off. 3.5 hours in there.
Jesus, let's.
Yeah, I've done
I'd
longer.
be, I'd be sick as a dog. It's like when you're running on a treadmill.
Mm,
I let's say you've been running for half an hour on the treadmill and you get off it and you just feel like even though you're standing still, like, you just have this weird feeling in your legs that you're still running. Do you ever
mm.
get that? Is that just me?
No, that's why I won't use a treadmill. I use those bikes
um,
instead.
all right. But I just feel like being on VR, if I took it off, like it's just be like I'd just be like constantly wary about my surroundings, like I
It,
don't know.
it is.
I could do it.
It's almost depressing. People who are like chronically in VR, they call it meat space when you take it off. That we live in meat space right now. Okay,
Hmm,
as we're made of meat.
we are.
But in there, it's just VR. I don't want to dwell on it too long, but my last bit on it is I found an amazing world. It was everything that was ever in Studio Ghibli films. Beautiful. And the girlfriend introduced me to it. Big fan of it. And got her into it. Man, she fucking loved this. She wandered around.
Loved
She
it.
got to see Howl's Moving Castle. All the stuff from Spirited Away. You know, anything. And that's one thing. That's the one reason I love it. You could find a world for anything you've been interested in. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Sounds like
And
really Player One.
yeah, we're close, but
We're getting there.
it's a hot little space. But anyway,
It is. Moving on. But
yeah.
yes,
Sorry,
it is a pretty
I get
cool world.
into it.
You're passionate.
I am.
You're passionate.
Now, something people were passionate about this week was YouTube being a bollocks.
YouTube being a bollocks.
Yeah,
There's a lot been going on, isn't there, between YouTube and other platforms? But yeah, YouTube. There's a bit of controversy there. Um, for those who don't know, there's I'm assuming that Jared's on about the same thing as me, but the favoritism. Am I right?
I believe to a certain degree it's justified, but
But
but it does affect the small guy, and the small guy is 99%. You know,
yeah,
you want to be in the
like
top 1% to be a YouTuber as a job.
yeah, like don't get me wrong. I agree as well. There I feel like there is a bit of favoritism there. And I mean, look at the likes of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, what they've
Because
done. They've motivated so many other people to do it, which is fantastic. Like me myself, I'm motivated by Call Me Kevin, and another amazing YouTuber. So I mean, these big YouTubers are kind of bringing other people, getting them involved because people want to do it. But it's hard for them if there is that bit of favoritism. You know, that's the
now
only thing. It's
it all and Markiplier is a big inspiration for me as well. He's Diesel. Jack, not so much.
yeah,
He's still an awesome guy. I didn't watch him because I was Irish and I thought, oh, you're kind of exaggerating this when I was growing up.
yeah.
Um,
He's camped down a lot.
yeah, he has. I've seen a couple of things and he is pretty awesome. But a lot of this controversy started with Markiplier, and he's been streaming for 10 years as of
Mm,
last May. Or streaming. He's been on YouTube for 10 fucking years.
it's insane.
And I don't know what the guy's name was, but I know he had a similar sub count, and he was saying like, you know, people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, they don't get flagged for anything, but I get flagged over anything really.
Yeah,
He said there could be an element of some other stuff, but I don't know where that would stand. I just know Mark's been there forever, so they probably have a really built up reputation with YouTube.
yeah.
Like
And
10
I mean,
years with the platform, couple
A
billion
lot.
views. What's 4 billion views? He's one of the best.
He's he's bringing them some money as well. I mean, he's doing the YouTube originals. His little like movies he does, like Markiplier in Space,
And he's
The
never been
Heist.
controversial. He's never been
Never.
political in 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's avoided everything. He's only brought smiles and, you know, funny reactions. So I understand when people say, you know, favoritism is kind of justified in cases like that. But 10 years shouldn't be the bare minimum. Like if
Yeah.
you
I
if you
mean,
build a rapport, you should be given a little bit of respect for it or a little bit of
yeah.
leeway.
In that, yeah, I believe I fully agree there. I mean, he in a way he's like the face of YouTube. If you ask younger people, what do you think about YouTube and of gaming, they automatically will think Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, mainly Markiplier. So in a way, yeah, he is the face of YouTube in that sense. So he does earn that respect, and he does earn everything in that regard. So like if a video does get a strike for other people when he doesn't, I mean, it does beg the where I can understand why people are questioning it though. That's the thing. So it's double-edged sword, I suppose, or something. You know?
Big problem with YouTube is it's a lot of too much AI, not enough people, and
Yeah,
the AI can mess up. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. But
yeah. Jack's yeah,
yeah, at that
Jacksepticeye did
level,
a
you should be fine.
Tesla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. So did Mark. Try not to get demonet, or try not. Was it try
The
not to get flagged or something like that?
the age no was it
Age restricted, yeah.
some,
Try not to get
yeah
age
age
restricted.
yeah. And I think Jacksepticeye did a video of it, and first it was flagged, and he kind of thought he would anyway, but then he got onto his rep, and they passed it on to actual human. Human said, "No, it's fine." So then it wasn't flagged. Then a couple of days later, it was flagged again. So they reckon the AI picked it up again, or someone else picked it up. So they're saying there's not enough communication or something going on over there. So yeah, there's not enough people. There's so much going on YouTube. I suppose
It's hard to know
there.
what's going on. I'd
Yeah,
imagine that he might have been mass flagged because that's something people do. They get people stuff taken down.
yeah,
They do that on TikTok, and the whole accounts can get taken away.
it's insane. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
it's when people try and make a living off this kind of stuff, it can be scary that saying the
yeah,
wrong thing and to the wrong person, and then they want to they can send their people after you and get you flagged to bits. Like
yeah.
I don't know, it
It's
can be scary.
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's horrible that people would do go to those lengths as well. As I said, these are people's. It's people make money from YouTube. It's their living. So for that stuff to happen, it is
and you
it is
do a lot of it
scary.
for free for a very long time.
Mm.
So
Oh, yep, it's a big old grind.
it is a grind, and to see it taken away like that would be rough.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what YouTube's had going on. I think at the end of the day, the lads have built up a rapport over the course of 10, 7 years. Um,
mm.
they should have a little respect. Otherwise, it's just dealing with a robot.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, I posted it in the algorithm. It didn't pick it up today. I'd rather the human element of, okay, he's been with the company for so long. We'll give him some slack. Like we know
yeah,
Markiplier has never been controversial in 10 years. So let's just leave him be. The
yeah,
guy is a symbol of the place. So go after it. And with new people, you have to remember, most of the views are going to the big people. So you have to try even harder. I'm sure you know
yeah. That's
yourself.
it. That's it. That's it. I agree, but it just kind of makes you question it a little bit. That's about it. But yeah, I do 100% agree. I suppose the longer you're on YouTube, the more you get there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets to that stage where you don't have to worry about that stuff either.
Yeah.
Um,
I was
I mean,
grateful
I
for the
got
human elements because with other
mm,
platforms, it can be robotic as fuck.
yeah, but I mean, at the same time, how many people are posting daily on YouTube? Imagine if they had to hire people for every time a video went up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because even,
That'd be
Hover does that competition
yes.
where you send in your clip that's for whatever, like the stream fails or something. And then they
Hmm.
review the clips and be like, oh, we'll go with that one. they can't review all of the clips anymore. Like they started around what December, November of 2021,
I think it was. Oh, I think it was. Could have been January or something. Yeah, around that. Yeah, I think you're right.
and
I remember I hopped onto it straight away.
but same
Um.
by March or May, big gap. And I remember being
mm,
on a live stream. They were like, "Yeah, we can't actually review all of them anymore, but we just look at the ones that get a lot of GGs."
yeah.
And they only had at the time about 20,000 people, 35 for that, maybe somewhere in that realm. Um, and not everyone's an active poster as well. So like, imagine
No.
what YouTube's going through. There's no way they could check anything, everything. So
Can't. No.
yeah,
And yeah.
but
But Hopper's a strange one,
I got
isn't
back
it?
on it. It got me to 200 um when I started. Like in the first week of streaming, it got me 200 because I was doing like this kind of vlog on Hover when it was new. It's like
Hmm.
day one of streaming. This is what I learned. This is what happened. This is what I want to do moving forward. Day two of streaming, blah blah blah, and I did very well. And then I just started posting clips. Um, but it got me going at the start. Really made me think, geez, this thing could be something serious. And then I fell out of love, like people often do. And then I fell back
Yeah.
in love, and I'm back on it now. I didn't realize how much slack I would get off other streamers for getting back on it. I was actually amazed. I got Twitter DMs, and I got one person replied to me saying like, I wouldn't waste your time. Try something else.
But why? What's wrong with people? What's wrong with going on? I mean, I got a couple of people in my chat who are from Hover,
Yeah.
and they haven't left. You know, they found my clips. They find my streams entertaining, and they've come back. I mean, Hover is great. Um, I know there's a lot of people who say it's like a follow for a follow thing. I don't think I've ever followed anybody on Hover. To be honest, I've never actually gone through the clips and followed anybody. Um, it's I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm just lazy that way. You know,
Yeah.
I post my clips. I have gotten quite a few follows from it, and I have always had people coming on from Hover.
Yeah.
I think you've had the same. You had one recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had a
Um,
couple. I posted 2 months worth of clips, and this week we were up 100 people. Not views, followers. People coming in
hmm,
and then saying, "Dude, I love that fucking clip.
yeah,
How's the stream going?" You know, that kind of stuff. And that shit as a streamer that's gonna melt your heart and give you a stiffy.
yeah,
It was incredible. Now I doubt I'll get anything like that for the rest of the month. But 2 months worth of clips, if you ever have that, fucking launch it on Hover.
100%. I mean,
Like if you've an
you'd be
excess of clips,
surprised.
fucking you got 50 clips, spend
Mhm.
a day sending them up there. You'll get the reward for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Hover is a tool that people should be using. I mean, especially smaller streamers as well. I mean, use every tool that's available to you. And Hover's a great one because it is, you know, you can have your Twitch connected to it. So it just makes it that much easier,
Yeah, the
you know,
app
because,
encourages people to go and find your streams. There's a live
yeah,
section and they can look at your clips while you're live and then go visit you. It's great.
yeah. Now, I won't lie. With me and Hover, I need to go. I'm looking right now. It's been a while. I'm actively on Hover, right? But I'm not actively posting clips anymore. Now, my content has gone to a stage where I'm not getting that many clips because of what I'm doing. Um, which is fine. So I'm not posting as much, but I am chasing that leaderboard, you know. It's all about that leaderboard for me.
Yeah.
Um,
You're at a place where I was a couple months ago. You're in the top
I'm
70. I
yeah, I'm
was also in the top
77.
70. You know where I am now after 2 months of not using it?
Where?
I will. Okay, so on Monday I was on almost 1,000. I was 990 something. I'm on 940
Hmm.
at the moment. But that's out of like 100,000 users. So please have mercy.
No,
Um,
man. Fair. I think I'm only at 77 because I've been on the app since day one, you know.
never stopped.
I mean,
Get after
never
it.
stop. Everyone in front of me are the ones with the ticks and huge numbers, you know. So I feel like,
You know what amazes
look,
me? The number two guy on Hover. His name is it Sorry? Sorry,
oh,
or like Sergeant something like that. He is not
I'm on
verified,
over now.
and I've
No,
been wondering why. Because like you
Sergeant Jackson. Oh, sorry. Sorry is fourth.
whoever's in second place, he's got like a picture of himself flexing.
Oh, Sergeant Jackson. Yeah, he's not.
He's not
Yeah, he's not.
verified. I've always
No,
wondered why, because he's been there a minute. Sori used to be up there as number 2, but Crow's always been number 1 as long as I've used the app.
man, that's crazy. I'm
He's
looking
he's a
here.
good guy too, Crow. He's a
Yeah,
veteran.
Crow's cool. Crow's really cool. Seventh place, Mrs. Snowden. She's not verified. She's a pretty. She's an bit of a fun, amazing streamer as well. Actually,
I
Mrs. Snowden. She
did
follows me.
I did check her out. She doesn't have a camera on the last 2 times I've seen her,
No, but she
which
does a lot
is
of Warzone.
rare because she's like definitely a partner at this point. She had 80 plus viewers, and
Mm,
minimum I've seen is 40, so she's definitely a
yeah,
partner.
she's definitely got partner worthy. Maybe
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, having those average viewers for the month or so. Let's catch up with her. It's been a while, but yeah. However, I suppose the numbers. Look at me. I'm at 77. It doesn't mean that I'm anywhere near partner.
Well, you've been doing
So
very well the last while. Um, when we met, you started month before me. We were about the same numbers for
mm,
4 or 5 months. Um, and look at you now. You know, you've pulled in 30s, you've pulled in 40s.
it's a grind.
I was gone, so my excuse is I was gone. I was gone for a month. I'm building
Mm,
back. Bear with me. I doubled my average, so we're getting there. I went from 1 to 2.
that's all it is. So that's all it is. Let's go one,
Yeah.
and you're flying it. They're solid numbers, though.
Yeah, consistent.
Consistent.
I got my mom to turn on the tablet every time I go live. It's great. Oh
um,
god.
but no, it's a grind. But I think as long as you're enjoying it, the numbers will come with it.
Mm.
I've been very lucky. I think with my numbers. I'm just really enjoying it at the moment, and that comes through on my streams.
Oh yeah,
So,
you're having a blast. It looks like.
um, but another thing that's been helping me is the hosting. A lot of people have been hosting on my channel, and that gets me in the recommended, and
Don't even
that brings
start.
me to the hosting.
Don't even start on hosting. I've never had the balls to ever ask my community to do anything for me. The last couple of
Mm,
days have been like, ladies, it's going away soon. Can we get a
mm.
host? And I get shit tons of now, man. I'm doing way better. I'm like, fuck. If I did
Yeah,
this, I'm streaming 9 months, almost 10 months now. If I did this from day one, we'd be at the tippity top. Because
I
hosting
don't
does a
think
huge difference.
hosting does a massive amount. I don't think a lot of people really get the advantages of hosting. Like I've spoken to a few people, they don't. I put up a thingy on my Instagram, and a few people were like, it's only hosting. I don't think people understand, like, the more hosts you get in a stream, the more you're going to come up and recommended. The amount of people have come into my stream saying, oh, you came on my recommended. It's not all about, like, you're hosting your recommended people. You're not hosting when you're offline to someone. There's a lot to it, and it really helps small streamers, and I just feel like it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, you know.
It can feel like it, yeah. I don't know what
Um,
they'd replace it with, because I don't even know why would you get rid of it. Is it like a server problem? Like, can they not manage
so
to keep that shit open?
it didn't meet their expectations. They thought in 2014 it's a great idea, blah blah blah, and it didn't meet their expectations. Now, okay, fair enough, it didn't meet their expectations, but a lot of people have found it useful. How do they know did it meet people's expectations? Did they do a review? Did they do surveys? Because I didn't get asked, do I like hosting? Now I do imagine that they must have something up their sleeve, you know.
Have to. You can't go in dry like that. You have to lube us up
Yeah.
first.
Because this is the second stunt they've pulled where it's really affected the smaller streamers, and it just feels like they're making it hard. It's just getting harder for smaller streamers. It is getting harder to get discovered, and this is a massive step, which has really annoyed a lot of people, understandably. So I do hope that they do have something up their sleeve. I don't know. I suppose time will tell, but I don't know. I'd like to hear from other people to see what their thoughts are on the hosting.
I do think it's a negative, but I just came to mind now that is it like a filter that
Hmm.
we've taken away one of the easy ways to get people, and now people who are really grinding it, they're gonna keep going anyway. People who are
Yeah,
going hard in TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, all that kind of stuff. You know, it sounds mean, but like, are you getting a higher quality of person
yeah.
who's doing the work off screen, kind of stuff? Because now
So
you should be like posting more on everything else because you're not gonna get hosts. So now you have
yeah,
to find new outlet to get new viewers. I know it's not really an excuse, but there's a positive spin. Work harder on other stuff.
it has its elements because I mean, Twitch did bring out recently that you're allowed to stream now, or partners are allowed to stream on TikTok and Instagram. I mean, I can understand they're not allowed to go to YouTube. I mean, it's a direct competitor, so I mean, I can fully understand that. But they are trying to get people to branch out because it's not like how it was 5 years ago where you just go live. You know, you go live and all you had to do was stream. You build a community and people come to that. Those people who only did that were in the hundreds, and now they're down in the tens. You know,
I was
because
never
they're
around
not
for this.
posting. Huh?
I was never around for this. I wish.
No.
I wish you could
No,
just
same.
hop on and stream and a gang of lads hop in. Like, what's the crack? What's the story, bud? You don't get that.
Yeah,
You don't get it. It's way before our time.
yeah.
And
But
discoverability on Twitch has always been nothing.
mm,
Like, raids
it's
are your best thing. That's or your only thing at that point.
yeah. I said it's interesting to see where they're gonna go with it. Because again, I can see a lot of people are angry over this recent stunt, and they had a stunt before this as well, which annoyed people. I can't remember what it was. What was it? They were trying to remove something. They're changing the homepage, wasn't they? So something like that. But yeah, I imagine they've got something coming up. But I can see that it is gonna push people to really work on content more.
Yeah.
Um, like I myself have, I've been initially I started and I only was on Twitch, and then I started going on other platforms. And as a content creator, I feel like I can't call myself a content creator if I'm only on Twitch. You know,
Well,
um,
you could
I'm
call
just
yourself
a
a content
Twitch
creator
streamer.
if you're just on OnlyFans. You can call
Well,
yourself, no, genuinely, like, as long
yeah,
as you're
yeah,
making content. People on
yeah, but
Twitter call themselves content creators.
I suppose
So,
I mean, like in a sense where I'm just streaming, whereas
yeah.
now I'm on other platforms. I'm really enjoying making Instagram reels. Really gets my creative side out there a bit more, and it shows to other people my character, and that's what's bringing people into my streams as well. And I've been doing a lot on TikTok as well, so I can see that this can have an advantage as well to push people to really start branching out and get people in by showing their true selves by doing other content. So I suppose
Yeah.
it has its ups and downs. Got to kind of take the negative and turn it into a positive in a sense.
That's pretty
That's
much
my
what you
opinion.
got to do.
Yeah, that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, you got to be on everything at this point. Like, there's no one who's surviving doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And to people who think they're too good for certain platforms, get out of your head. There's people who
Mhm.
are doing anything possible every day to get to the top. And if you're not doing it, you're at a disadvantage. Whether it be using TikTok, people are scared of using TikTok. You think it's cringe. I was the same. I was a fucking bum
Yeah.
for it. Get on it. It's one of my saving graces at the moment. However, you think
Yeah.
it's a follow for follow scheme. Well, there's people out there who are doing that and they're doing better. And there's people who go on there and they post 50 clips and they do better. So you gotta do something with it. Get after it.
Yep.
Like, there's no point saying, but it does this. But it's like that. These are your options. If you don't take them, you're limiting yourself.
Yeah. That's it. 100%. Like, again, I was the same as you were saying. I used to be scared to like streaming was the first hurdle. I mean,
Awkward as
my
fuck,
first
right?
stream was awkward as hell. It was actually on the 10th of September last year, so it's a year ago. Just thought I'd throw that one in there.
You started way
Um,
more than a month before me. Holy shit.
hmm.
I thought it was just a
But
month.
no. So I started on the 10th, and then I took 3 weeks off. My first stream was it just took it out of me. I took 3 weeks off after that. But yeah, my first stream, I remember I didn't have a camera. I was using a laptop, and which again, you can use a laptop. You can use whatever. You don't need a
Anything.
camera or a
Use
laptop.
your phone.
It's perfect. But the quality of the stream, it was just me kind of like, so hey guys, I was talking really quiet, like, and just really nervous. And I remember my wife was sitting on the bed next to me, and I just kept looking over, thinking, is she listening to me? She better not be listening to me. I was really conscious about
Yeah,
all of that.
embarrassed.
Yeah. 3 weeks later, I streamed again, and it got easier. And then came the TikToks. They were hard to do. My quality of TikToks were horrendous
I
because I didn't
still
want to
can't
show
do what you do.
myself.
I still can't do what you do. I'm too scared to do something like that. All I do is clips. I fuck doing what you do. It's embarrassing to me. I was talking mad shit a second ago saying do everything, but that doesn't do it for me at the moment. I gotta get
I
better.
used to be embarrassed as well, but now it's like, you know what? If it's cringe, then I mean, people might laugh at it, and that actually might bring people in. If I'm going to be embarrassed about doing those kind of things, I mean, and I'm going to limit myself in my streams as well, because my streams is all about me doing stupid stuff anyway. But it's really helped with my confidence as well. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it, and I think once you do a couple, you might enjoy it too. You'd be surprised.
I
It'll give you some ideas as well.
I think it's because you're a bit older than me, and people understand that this is your job. With me, I'm starting out, and I got buddies
Mm.
from school who would see this. I'm only how long ago? 3 years out of secondary, and the secondary school mindset is a pain in the bum.
Ah,
I got people who you know, would have called anything cringe back in the day.
yeah.
And they'd follow my shit, and I'd be like, do I really want to post that? One day I'll do this, but not now.
One day.
Actually, here's a
Yeah.
little trauma story for you. There was a kid in third year who was not a streamer, but he was a YouTuber. He was doing pretty good. He doesn't do it now. I'll tell you why. They played one of it, and he was embarrassed by stuff. He wouldn't want to talk about it. He'd think you're making fun of him if you compliment it, which was the case in secondary school because they're mean. They're mean in there.
It's a
And
tough, tough little spot.
we
Secondary
had an
school.
intercom that was connected to an aux cord in the gym. So when we're playing dodgeball and shit, people could put on the music. Someone who was 6 foot something. This guy was like barely scraping 5 foot. He was like genuinely tiny. Um, like they played his video live, full volume. One of the ones he was most embarrassed by because he was getting shit about it. It was like his daily routine. Now you don't have much of one of those when you're a young lad, but they played it,
Yeah.
made fun of him. He hit the guy so goddamn hard you heard it over the video.
Jeez.
Like like can you imagine like David versus Goliath situation? 6 foot
Yeah.
5 versus 5 foot exactly. He's on his tippy toes. He gives a swinging punch. The guy's hit so hard he couldn't believe it. He just stared at him furiously till the teacher came up and gave out shit to him.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was traumatizing because that was my first look at how people reacted to someone trying to be
Yeah.
themselves on camera, and it fucked me. I'm still terrified to do anything. Like if someone I know hops in stream, like it gets very awkward for me. There's
Yeah.
a couple of them isn't as bad, but it can be very off-putting.
But you see, I understand. I mean, I was in school over 10 years ago now. Um, and yeah, it was horrible. I grew up in a small town, so like, I mean, I had to do what everyone else is doing. If
Yeah.
I did anything different, of course, I'd probably, they'd mock me to hell, it's just a given. So yeah, I can understand. Especially in Irish, I feel like it's not even Irish thing. I think it's just kids, isn't it? It's just how kids grow up. But a lot of it is, well, it's level of jealousy as well, because any kid who has the confidence to do something different, a lot of other kids don't want to do it because they can't do it because they're too scared to do it. So it's just level of jealousy as well, you know?
Do you remember in school how many lads would be like fake footballers and fake ballers, and they'd be big into the sport and they would hate all the lads, and if you got them alone, they would say how much they hate the lads. Like
Yeah,
they had to conform to that kind of stuff because that was their group. I remember so many of those lads.
man.
Like get them
I was
get them
so
talking
happy
away
when
from the
I,
lads, and they'd be like, "Man, I fucking hate all of these guys," but they would make fun of me if I told them what I actually do. When I was
Man.
big into Black Ops, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's Black Ops, man? That's some kind of weird game." Like everyone knows what it was, but it was just a fake ignorance to make fun of somebody.
Yeah.
Imagine being
No,
made fun of for playing Black Ops.
imagine.
How?
Imagine.
What kind of losers do you hang out with?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I think, you see, for me, as soon as I went to university, it all changed because I did computer game design and cartoon animation in university. So I was in that clique of all this kind of stuff anyway. Now, I didn't do anything with that until last year. So we're looking at what, over 10 years ago, I went to college. Um, But when I started off doing all this, I didn't want anyone to know. Like, I didn't want my friends to know. I didn't post it on my personal Instagram. Um, I did none of that. And I remember I met a friend in Australia, who I went to school with. He was living in Australia, and I was talking to him. And he goes, "What are you up?" When he asked me what I was doing, and he was the first person I actually told out of my friend group. I told him, "Oh, I stream. I play games."
I bet
And
he
he just
was
looked at me and
really
said,
self-deprecating about it too.
I didn't know what to say, and he kind of looked at me. He put a smile on his face, like, "You play games?" I'm like, "Yeah, I literally just play games." And he was like, "What? You can make money from that?" And I was like, "I mean, the more you do it, the more you can make." Kind of saying like, the bigger you get, the more you make. I was like, but that's what I'm doing. You know what? He was like, fair enough. He was my best friend in school. I grew up with me. He was my neighbor and everything. But he was the one who always was harsh on me. And he literally said, "Man, that's cool. I wish I could do something like that." You know, had I told him 10 years ago, it would have been a completely different
Yeah,
response.
people grow up.
You know, people grow up. But
First
yeah,
person I
now I'm
told
happy to tell.
was a stranger.
Yeah.
I do a lot of film work and TV work and shit like that, and I was on set, and when you're on set for hours, everyone's like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do?" Because no one does that kind of stuff full time. And he was saying he was in Game of Thrones back in the day, and he'd
Oof.
done a bit of acting and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking deadly." He's like, "Oh, so what do you do?" I'm a student, but I'm also a streamer. Oh, so what's that like? I didn't know what to say. I kind of said I play games and people think I'm funny enough to watch. I tried to
Hmm.
explain it like it was YouTube. Like, oh, you ever watch someone on YouTube or stuff like that? You ever fall into like a certain channel? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Try to explain it like that, but I think I did a terrible job, even now as well. It is
I
really
feel
awkward,
like, yeah, it's hard to explain what we do.
even to
Um,
ourselves. I don't even know what I do.
no, I know, like, to the older generation and as well, especially now. No offense to the older generation, but not a lot of them would know what Twitch is. Like, majority of people I've spoken to over here in Ireland about what I do, they look at me with, "I got two heads," you know. Um, of course, now I have expanded my title because I do a bit of web design and graphic design as well. So I'm a content creator and graphic designer. It
Legend.
kind of just, that way, it just breaks it up a little bit and makes it easier to kind of, break down and be like, "Oh, okay." Um, but yeah, I feel like it's hard to explain what we do.
Yeah, even thus. Like I used to
Hmm.
say, I'm my official title on my Instagram bio was uh Ireland's
I love
fastest
that.
growing horror streamer, and
Yeah.
I was, but I don't play horror anymore. I play it on and off, a bit like you. You do Picky Wednesday, I do Mondays.
Hmm.
Um, like it's just on and off for me now. I don't want to. I felt like I was doing the same stream over and over. I used to say, "Oh, I'm a horror streamer," with a bit of variety. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm playing this
Yeah.
today, doing that tomorrow.
But the more you do that, the more you'll find your click. You'll find, like, what you want to do. Like, I only found out, I think 3-4 weeks ago, that I want to be a variety streamer, but all chaos. Everything's going to be chaos. With, like, our streams, it's all about, can we crash Cal's stream today?
Oh, that's lovely.
So that's pretty much what we try and do. Can we crash Cal's stream? And they've done it once. They've crashed my bot many times. But it took me months to get to that stage. Now I know what I want to do, so it's going to
Yeah.
happen. And that goes for everyone else. I think you just got to keep playing games and play games you enjoy,
Even if you
and then you'll
don't do
figure out where you
games.
want to go.
Mm.
Yeah. You can just chat.
What is the worst thing you've seen someone stream?
The worst thing I've seen someone
Like the
stream.
cringiest shit. You clicked on a random stream. What are you doing? Goodbye. No name
Hmm.
dropping. This is just from your own experience. What's the worst?
Um, I did pop into someone today who usually has big numbers, and they were playing a cartoon fishing game, and I immediately thought to myself, "This is not you," you
Yeah.
know, and the numbers could tell. So I was a bit like, it was a very strange game. It, it was literally cartoon fishing. Wasn't fishing simulator or anything like that. It was 2D fishing. That was the strangest thing, and that was today. Up now, I don't know, but yeah, it was definitely one of those moments. I was like,
That is pretty weird.
"What?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't seen that now.
yeah. Here we go.
The worst ever I got was someone messaged me and were like, "Oh, yeah, I'm live now," and we've never talked before. And they sent me a link, and I was like, "Oh, I'll go take a look." What are you doing? They were doing live stand-up comedy, but there
Oh,
was no one watching, so they were just saying jokes to themselves, pausing, looking at chat, nothing there, going for the next joke.
oh,
Like, how about this one? And they don't
that's
stream
tough.
anymore. I know that for a fact, as I did follow. I tried to be there, say haha, shit like that. But I just basically imagine no overlay, just your camera in a dark room
Mm.
doing stand up with no one watching. It felt like it was in, like the back rooms of streaming. Like that, like I didn't know what I was looking at. Like it's like you clicked like you had the remote open, you pressed the wrong button, and now you're here.
The
Or you
outtakes.
channel surfing,
Oh.
and now you're like, you stop for a second to sip a coffee. This shit pops up.
You
Yeah,
got channel 540
yeah,
on Sky 3 years ago. Like,
yeah.
oh
Like
my god,
what am I
like
watching?
what?
That was actually a real thing. Man, you're on Sky. Anything into the 200s started getting weird. You
Man,
know,
I,
the
I,
kids ones were the
I,
sixes. The one to like 200 was like the normal stuff. You got in those other numbers, man. 400s, 500s. What the fuck are we watching?
yeah.
Yeah,
Man, I used to do that when you come home after a night out, me and the lads, and we'd just go in whichever house we're in and throw on the television, and you just put in numbers, and
you,
and you're
you
literally and you're dedicated to watching this thing in Chinese.
but
You know,
the weird thing
it's like
was
I don't know what.
if you kept going out of the ones and you just kept going in there like 200, 300, 400, eventually you'd find somewhere that was playing a movie, but the channel will close after the
Yeah,
movie's over. So you
yeah.
get to see half of the Jurassic Park tree, you know? Like just shit like that, like channels you've never heard of, and you'd always find them off, but they randomly show one program.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you check it during the day, it's like teleshopping. Check it at
Oh,
night, it's like fucking
jeez.
mad stuff.
Teleshopping's the worst. That's the worst. But no,
Remember when
that
I was in the
is
States
yeah,
and that was one of our two programs. We had the news and teleshopping, and we hated the news in the States so much that we just threw that on.
really.
Yeah,
I
that's a
I
different
can
story. Like, imagine, people don't like the American news, but imagine you're not even from there. How weird is that?
yeah.
It's like there's a scandal about
Uh
this guy. I've never heard of him, but it sounds like they say he's bad.
it sounds bad. Sounds big.
Also, potatoes are at an all-time low.
Oh no.
I was in the
Top
Dakotas,
story.
so they do like potatoes.
So it's not just us then.
Yeah, we're not the only ones.
No. The Portuguese apparently love. They've here's a fun fact. Now you may want to Google it to verify, but I've heard that the Portuguese have a bigger import export of potatoes than the Irish. So there we go.
Holy shit! Hold on. Um,
It might not be
biggest
true, but it's what I heard.
European potato exporters. Let's see. I know we're not the best. No way. France, the Netherlands, and Germany beat us
There we
by
go.
a fuck ton. We're not even on the list.
So who truly loves their potatoes now, huh?
French and there's French fries. God damn it.
Yeah. We don't even have to earn the. We don't even have the right to talk about potatoes anymore.
Yeah, we're banned. Barred. All
We're
subsequent generations of our
barred.
families.
Uh,
Barred.
barred from potatoes.
Um,
Oh
what
wow.
was it? We something else I wanted to talk about, and we
We went on
we
a
almost
tangent.
we almost touched the subject. We like it's like you tipped a car and you reversed like it never happened. That kind of thing. Um, I think it's what we're going to do with this show and why we're doing the show.
Going forward.
Why do we do this, Cal? For the crack. It's a big part of it.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, we both love what we do, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, as we touched on earlier on, you got to be on all avenues. Now, podcasts, I know a lot of podcasts out there, but I think it's great. Even this today, just chatting to each other. I mean, it's fun hearing other stories, getting other people to. I mean, people love have stuff to listen to as well. So I mean, happy days. For me, I think it's great. I love it. Get some ideas going, just having great conversation. And we get people on when we get other people on board as well. I mean, great chats there as well.
Yeah.
And I said it's a lot of crack, you know. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
there is a benefit of that, the crack.
the
Um,
crack.
this is my first rodeo, but it is a rodeo I like
It's a
doing.
rodeo.
Um, yeah, a big part of it is, learning from other people. And,
Mm.
when we talk to Trev, and if you haven't seen that episode, you may as well. It's great crack. Um, when we talked to him, we were trying to suss out like what does he do, how does he do it, and what advice would he give. And we took some of that advice as well, and we hope that some of you guys who are streamers and watched, you do as well because, we're kind of all on the same ship, so
Mm.
we may learn from each other, and that is a big part of this, learning from people and then maybe inspiring someone else to try it out sometime. We
100%.
don't want to be one of those places where you go and you get tips constantly. And like, there's plenty of those places.
There
Uh,
is.
we, I prefer if you came down here, you've seen it, you think it's funny, you see a streamer you like, you see us, and maybe you learn something from it as well. The
Mm.
biggest takeaway from the last episode was I need to change my DM settings, but yeah,
No, I think with Trev, as you know how I said I start on a laptop and he started on a laptop. I think it just coming up with him saying like you can be a streamer doing any with anything, and it just coming I love that kind of stuff and showing other people that only because you don't have a mad setup, at least with this podcast through this episode and with the last one, kind of talking about what we've done and how we've gotten here. It just shows you don't need to have X, Y, and Z to go places and enjoy it.
and even having X, Y, and Z can make it rough. Like
God, yeah.
I've had plenty of tech issues. I've got some great gear, and they've caused a lot of tech issues. Some of
Mm-hmm.
some of you might have been around. I ordered a new GPU from AMD, and it came without an encoder. And what you need for streaming, an encoder. I couldn't find anything on the internet about GPUs without encoders, because the last one to come out without an encoder was in 2014, and I just happened to bag the next one without one. So
Wow.
yeah,
There we go. It definitely comes like as we said with OBS update. Like I couldn't use my Stream Deck, couldn't use my Stream FX, my camera. Like I got a blur behind me. Ooh. I couldn't have that on my other streams,
hmm.
because of an update. But again, keeping it simple, I wouldn't have had that problem.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
we go. But I mean, no, going forward, I mean, I'm loving this so far. I'm really looking forward to uh, everything coming up. I feel like we're learning, and hopefully the people who are watching are going to be learning as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think just passing on that knowledge. And again, we don't want to give tips. Everyone does things differently. Everyone's going to have their own clicks, find their own kind of communities and stuff. But passing on how we did it and so on, and other people did it, I think it's just a great little benefit,
Yeah. And how we did it is not exactly the golden standard. we
No,
we went in blind. So
and yeah, Very blind.
Yeah, blind as a bat. But yeah, hopefully you learned something. You have the crack with us. So yeah, that was why. And
That was why.
going forward, just having the crack with it, not taking things too seriously. And just see who we can get on.
Yeah.
Because like again, Trev was a great guy, brilliant having him on, and seeing who we can get next is going to be cool. And we
Yeah.
don't even need to have just Twitch streamers. People stream on YouTube.
Content creators of all.
People make
You could be,
TikToks. They dance.
yeah, an Instagrammer. You know,
Yeah,
there's some amazing Instagram people. Oh my God, there's some amazing photographers on Instagram. You
yeah.
know, content creators of all.
But if
You
there's
know,
someone you want us to have on, you may comment it, and we may take a look and see.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
great. Let us know. Let us know what you want to see. Let us. If you have any questions, let us know.
yeah.
And don't forget to click that bell icon and subscribe.
Oh yes, that big bulging red, throbbing
Yeah.
like Cal's PC and his lights button, the subscribe button. You
Oh yeah.
smack that so goddamn hard.
You smack it hard,
Beat the ever.
and it'll ring. It will ring.
Pretend you're a UFC heavyweight, and it's a guy who just cut you out across in line. Okay, go ham. uh,
Oh, love it.
yeah,
Now, don't forget to subscribe though.
yeah.
Not only that bell, that big bulging bell that we're talking
Big
about.
throbbing fucking. uh,
But yeah, no, this has been great. I've enjoyed it. I hope everyone else enjoyed it.
yeah. I feel like we come to a
And
natural end, so we'll
yeah,
finish it off now. Yeah, anything
finish
else?
off there. No, I think other than there is an OBS update. Don't know, do I do it now or not?
I did it last night. It was fine.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
So the patch for
that makes me
28
happy.
is out. Get after it.
Get after it. Get on it.
Get on it.
Get out there and enjoy yourselves.
And
Yeah.
if you want to check us out, our links are below. And we'll see you later, ladies.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.